Hi, this is Adam Raoof from ChessEngland.com, otherwise known as ChesspatzerInd for India. In a couple of seconds, I'm going to be starting a game which is part of the ChesspatzerUnite.com league, and I think I'm in Division 3. Playing a game 20 minutes per player plus 20 seconds a move against the creator of the Chesspatzer community, Jack de Villiers, ChesspatzerUK himself. And we're playing on live chess. So if you haven't played on live chess before, I thoroughly recommend it. So you might be watching this video because you've seen it on chessengland.com or hampsteadchess.blogspot.com or goldusgreenchess.blogspot.com. All have links to this site, and I thoroughly recommend checking out live chess. It's a great place to play some practice games. So let's start my game against Jack. Now, the other day I played Jack and I drew an interesting game. I had my chances, but I don't think there were more than chances. Maybe there were one or two better moves I could have played as usual. But now I've got white, so I'm hoping to do better. And I'm going to play b3. So the reason I'm playing b3 is because it's something slightly different. Jack's probably been thinking about me playing d4, and normally I play a sort of London system, bishop f4, knight f3, or I play a Collie system with d4, knight f3 and e3. They're quite quiet, and I've been thinking about playing b3 for a while, so let's give it a go. And Jack is very faithful to his Dutch. It's very interesting. He's very faithful to that Dutch, positionally suspect Dutch. Well, he plays b3, he's got to play bishop b2. And interestingly, he's allowing me to take on f6 and cripple his king side. But I know in the past he's not really been that worried by somebody denting his pawns. So I'm probably not going to play that. Bishop takes f6 might be a bit too soon to play that. So what shall I play? I can play a formation where I also play f4, a sort of double Dutch if I played f4 at some point, or I can play a quiet positional line with knight f3, g3. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to stop him playing e5, which is the traditional freeing move of players who play the Dutch. So I'm going to start with knight f3, and when he plays d6 and then threatens e5, I'll play d4, but I will fianchetto my bishop, and then we'll see what happens. So b3 and bishop b2 is not bad against the Dutch, but really you might want to be playing more aggressively on the queen side with c4 and b4 attacking the queen side. So maybe it could prove to be slightly too slow. Let's have a look. Who's out there? Who's watching that plays the Dutch? If you're looking at the screen right now, you can see that there's a couple of logos on the screen. The one in the middle is the chessengland.com logo. If you're interested in playing chess and you live within shouting distance of northwest London, go to chessengland.com. I'm going to fianchetto my bishop. The other thing you can do is have a look for interesting. Okay, so he's double fianchetto. We're all going to fianchetto. You can go to chessengland.com for details of events that I'm involved with. I'm not necessarily the organizer. So something like Surrey Congress, which has been revived and is taking place right at the end of October. That's on my calendar because I'm the arbiter. And there are other things. Now let's have a look. Is my chat working? This is the most important thing. Let's test the chat. Yay! Okay, good. So if you're out there and you're a Dutch player, you can leave your thoughts in the chat. So my opponent has played bishop b7, and if I castle, I guess he's going to attack me on the king side, but I have to be prepared for that. And now I've got several plans. I could play d3 and knight d2 and e4, which would be quite interesting, or I could play d4, just let him have e4 for his knight, c4, and then maybe knight c3, queen c2, something positional like that. The question is, which way round do I play it? I think I'm going to play c4 first, because I'm going to play that whichever line he chooses. So I think both of us play the Dutch, so we'd both be quite happy in this position with black. Now he's threatening to play e5. Really, at this point, I should play d4. And the question then is this bishop b7, is this a plus for him or is it a weakness for him? Because I do have some nasty tactics based on, let's just say I move my knight. If I move my knight, I'm threatening the bishop on b7 and I'm also threatening knight takes e6. So he has to play bishop takes g2. And then I have time to play knight takes e6, attacking his queen. Interesting. It's a bit of a hack, but that is an example of what can go wrong in this position for black. I could play, excuse the mouse, I could play knight d4, same thing. Knight takes e6, queen c8, let's say. And then knight takes g7 check, king f8, and then I'm losing the knight for one thing. Okay, but I still think this pawn is going to be a weakness. The question is, how do I exploit it? I can't exploit it. I can't see how I can exploit it right now. So I'm going to play d4, which might seem a bit surprising because it allows him to just do what he likes on this square. But I think this is a weakness he will come to regret. I say that because I've played this sort of line myself. And combining the fianchetto of the bishop on b7 with d6 and e6 is not always a good idea. It's a permanent weakness. The question is, can I make something of this square? Okay, so plan now is I need to keep an eye on that square to stop him playing e5, and I need to undermine this knight. And the way I can do that is by playing queen c2, knight bd2, and then, or maybe knight c3, no, knight bd2, and then move this knight. I can also play, let's have a look, I can play d5 in some positions and try and weaken his structure. In this position, if I play d5, he just goes e5. It looks fine to me. What do you think? Okay, so where am I going to put my pieces? I'm going to put my knight on d2, queen on c2, and maybe I'm going to play knight e1. That should be enough to undermine that. So which order do I play it in? I do want my queen on c2 to defend this bishop, because he's going to play bishop f6, maybe threatening c5. This bishop is going to be undefended on the diagonal, so queen c2. And also in some lines I might be threatening c5. Hi Bora. So I'm playing queen c2, knight bd2. This is sort of traditional Dutch, anti-Dutch territory. And normally if I'm on the black end of this, I've got my bishop on c8 and my pawn on b7, and I'm bringing my queen round to h5. But in this sort of position, I'm not sure that's a good idea. But we'll see. What I've got to keep an eye on as well is him playing f4. So I play knight d2, he can't play f4. And if I think he's going to play f4, okay, so he might play f4, next move. I would have played e3. Now he might not give me the chance. So the question is, what do I take back with? I don't really want to swap. Don't really want to swap these bishops. I still want to have this trick. And if I play queen takes, and then he plays f4, I can just take it, I think. So I'm not too worried about that. And the irony of that is, if I take it, I've got the open G file, so I might actually end up attacking him. So we'll see what happens here. What has he got in mind? I've still got e5 covered. I might play e3 to stop f4 forever. And then what's my plan? Attack on the queen side, maybe. We'll see. I'm sure I did. It's one thing about chess is that we often repeat the same patterns over and over, and sometimes they're good patterns. You know, sometimes you learn from your mistakes and then you play a better line, and then sometimes they're not improvements, and you just keep playing. I've seen players play the same dodgy line of the French in league matches and tournaments, and they keep losing the same way. You were at the Foreign CL Congress. Which one? Where was the location? Was that in Hampshire? Somewhere like Basingstoke? Nottingham? Oh gosh, it gets around, doesn't it? There's an awful lot of chess going on in the Foreign CL. They've got about 500 people playing in the league, and probably the same again in tournaments. So they're very successful. If you're interested in the 4NCL, go to 4NCL, literally the number 4, NCL for National Chess League.co.uk, I think. And at some point, I might bung their logo on here and do a stream about their excellent series of tournaments. The league is something else. I mean, if you belong to a team, I know Jack belongs to a team, and you have the time, you can play league chess at the longest time control, I think, in the UK. So they're very long games. One game a day, obviously, because they're such long games. So my opponent's played knight d7. You see, this pawn is really bugging me. I feel like I had something better. Maybe after castling. No, I didn't have anything better than that. So knight d7. He's still not going to play e5, but he is threatening to play bishop f6 and e5 at some point. So can I take advantage of that? Not totally sure I can. So if I just go positional with e3, it's not very ambitious. But my other plan might be to play e4, which doesn't seem achievable right now. What I really want to do is I want to somehow get in d5 and weaken these pawns and then squeeze my knight in somehow. But it doesn't look like I'm going to be doing that soon. So let's see, he could do something daft. Like he could play knight f6 and then I can go knight g5, bishop takes g2, knight e6. I'm not sure I'm getting anywhere with that. The next Hampstead Congress is, if you look at chessengland.com on the right hand side, there is a calendar, and I believe the 20th and 21st of October is the next Hampstead Congress. And the reason I'm fairly certain about that is because the next weekend, the 26th, 7th and 8th, or 7th, 8th and 9th, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, is the tournament at Surrey. So if you like the idea of playing all weekend, Surrey Congress might be perfect for you. Okay. I don't like the way my opening has turned out. It isn't quite what I was expecting. He's in a bit of trouble because if I just went queen e3, how does he defend e6? He has to play something daft like bishop e4 to stop me. And then, I can win a pawn probably. If I go that queen e3, I think he has to play rook f6, I think. And I'm sure that isn't what he had planned, Percy. I don't think that's what he had planned. But queen e3 does put, that's the weakness. Queen e3, rook f6. Can I take advantage of his weak position? I can go knight g5, bishop takes g2, knight takes e6, winning a pawn. And then he moves his queen, and I go king takes g2, and then d5, and I think I've just won a safe pawn. It does seem really weird. You wouldn't normally play a move like that, but this is it's just annoying me, Percy. I've got to play something like that to try and win. Everything else looks a bit boring. What else has he got? In this sort of position, I normally miss something obvious. So queen e3, king f7. That doesn't seem right. You can't get away with that, can you? King f7 actually is playable. How annoying is that? No, it can't be right. There must be something I can do that would really give him problems. Well, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to see what solution Jack comes up with. I think possibly he has to play carefully. Maybe with... Well, he can play bishop e4. Okay. And then I can play knight d2. And if he takes on g2, I can take an e6 with check. Okay. Which is important. Check gives me an extra move. Yeah, you see, I like playing the classical Duchess black, as you know. So I have You know, I get this spidey sense tingling in my fingers when black's position is looking a bit iffy. And it is looking a bit iffy. Anyway, neither of us has done much wrong. If you're sitting in a league match and you're looking at your position and you're thinking, oh dear, this looks bad, just try and look at the moves you've played and see if you've offended the laws of chess somehow. And I bet you haven't. So now if I don't do anything, he's just going to, if I don't do something sharp, he's going to play knight f8, defending that weak pawn on e6. And now I'm going to play knight g5. Risky, but it's got to be done. Attacking the bishop on b7. So he hasn't got time to defend this pawn. So knight g5, bishop takes g2, knight takes e6 with a tempo, attacking his queen. So he can continue to take my rook. I take his queen. I'm happy with that. But I think he's going to move the queen to e8. And then I'm going to take on g2. And then whenever he moves his pieces, I'm going to play d5 and lock that knight down. So knight g5 looks like a move. And he doesn't have time because I'm threatening to take his bishop on b7. Don't think he has time to do anything flash. He can't really get enough pieces to defend that. Even if I just went knight g5 and he took on g2 and I just took back on g2 with the king, even that gives him problems. He goes knight f8, just has time to defend it. I've got to play it. Got to play it, see what happens. But I think knight g5 with the idea of bishop takes b7 is quite difficult to answer. It's quite difficult to answer. So, Percy, have you played any other games in the Chesspatzer League yet? Interestingly enough, this kind of idea is something I was looking at. It's like a Zwischenzug. Well, if I take on g2, that's just boring. So I've got to take on e6, hitting his queen. I've got to do that. Don't think I've missed anything. I am quite capable of missing a lot, but I think I've got that covered. If he could just attack the knight, say queen d7, this would be a problem because I take back and he takes the knight, but he doesn't have enough time to attack the knight. So if I play king g2, he doesn't have time to get to my knight. So I think I'm all right. I don't think he has time to put my knight in trouble. But you know, I've been wrong before. So I can see that we've got quite a few viewers. Who is watching? Who isn't yet following me on Twitch? If you're not following me on Twitch, it would be great if you could. Be fantastic. In this position, I think d5 is the move. If I play d5, I'm also threatening his rook. So he's got to do something with the rook. And my knight is on a good square there. So I want this diagonal. I don't particularly want the rook. Or I could just take on f8 and then play d5. But no, d5, it's a good move. Look at my lovely diagonal. I'm coming in on g7 possibly. I've got so many options. I think he's got to play rook f7 to defend this bishop, otherwise I will take on g7 and then I'll take him. Something is happening, it's not good on the diagonal. Knight takes e6. Well, he's kind of thrown down the gauntlet now. Did I miss something? Oh yeah, I might have missed something there. Because if I take on f6, that's rather clever, he can play bishop takes f6, and then he's going to take my rook. How annoying. But on the other hand, I can take on e6. He takes my rook, and then we've got an end game where I've got a passed pawn on e6, which is... How many pawns am I? I'm up a pawn. And it's a passed pawn, so that can't be bad. Bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6. And then we just go for an ending. Takes... Yeah, I don't think it's not the sort of ending I think Jack would go for. If I take on e6, trying to keep my material, he goes rook takes e6. Not queen takes e6 because I take his rook. Rook takes e6, attacking my queen. And then if I go queen somewhere like d4, he just goes bishop f6, skewering my queen and bishop. How annoying! How annoying! But maybe I should have taken on an f8 or something. In this position, knight f8, maybe I should have played knight takes g7. That's the move. Knight takes g7 with the idea of king takes g7, queen e7 check. Huh, there you go. Well, I'm going to go for the rook. And I'm just going to let him take the material back and play the ending again. Queen takes e6 check is not so good because I think he just rounds up my pawn. It's going to find it harder to round up that pawn. I'm probably going to win this pawn. I wonder. If I just move my rook, he does have some nice squares for his pieces. So no, I'm gonna go for it. Let him take my rook. Not much I can do about that. And now I am a pawn up. This pawn, and this pawn is weak. But have I got enough to hang on to this pawn? I think he's gonna win the pawn, but it's gonna take him a little while. He's gonna play queen b7 check or something and rook e8. What do I do? How can I weaken his phalanx of pawns, or how can I win this pawn? Okay. I can put my rook on d4 and swing it round. So he's got to be very careful right here. He's got to be very careful. This is make or break. If I swap queens off, which he would have to swap queens off, I think. My king comes here. No, actually I can take the pawn. That would be interesting. And then I can bring my rook here. So queen f3, queen takes f3, e takes f3, which is probably not recommended. Rook e8, rook e1. That would be interesting. Then he can play g6, king g7, king f6 and take it. Yeah, he's got this potential pass pawn in the centre. So I don't really want to swap queens off like that. If I went queen f3 and he took it, hi Blazero. This is I've a self-inflicted trauma here. I think I probably had a much easier win, but now I can play queen f3 takes, king takes, rook e8. I lose the pawn. Rook d1, rook takes e6, rook d5, threatening that, g6. Don't think I've got a lot to shout about, although I have got a good ending. What I really want to do is keep the pawn. So f3, and now he's got to go queen c8 and then take on e6. So I've got two moves. Two moves to prove that I didn't just fluff that position totally, which I did obviously. So rook d1, queen c8, rook d5, g6. Yes. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. So I have got some moves. I can also play e7, but I can't really hang on to the pawn. If I play e7 now, for instance, rook e8, e7, with the idea of queen e6, just goes king f6 maybe, or queen c8, just queen c8, stopping queen e6 check, which is a bit of a pain. Okay, so I've got 5 minutes left to save the earth. What do I do? I don't want him to take control of the e file. So, or if he does, I want to take control of another square. Okay, so I've got a maneuver. It's not a very good maneuver. Queen d3, rook takes e6, queen takes f5, rook e2 check. Wasn't quite what I was planning. Damn it. Maybe f3 wasn't a good idea. Queen b7, maybe king g1 might have been better. Anyway, you can see what I spend most of my games doing, which is thinking about what I should have played rather than just getting on with the game. So e7 doesn't appear to do much. Delays it. Queen there, rook d1, queen d7, and he's still taking the pawn. Yes, you should have a look at Chesspatzer's United. Okay. Well, whichever way we look at it, I think rook d1 is the move. Because I think I have to play king f2 now to defend this square. Otherwise, he's attacking me. Got to be very careful. Oh yeah, it's not a handicap in time. It's 20 minutes each plus 20 seconds a move. But it looks like a time handicap because I spent most of my time thinking about the moves I should have played rather than thinking about the moves I should play now. And this might be something, a phenomenon familiar to you. So I should have played something else. Hi to all of you. And now I'm playing catch up. Catch up. Not ketchup. Catch up. The question is, can I make something of this weak king side? Probably, yes, probably. But have I got enough time? Yeah, the e-pawn's definitely gone. The question is, what can I get in return for it? Maybe rook d2. Go into passive mode. Rook d2. If I went queen, king f2, rook e6, queen d3 with the idea of, yeah, that might be an idea. Bring the king towards the center. But I'm not convinced I've got anything but a draw here either. So, move the pieces. Move the pieces. Okay. King f2. Go for go for defense. And now it's interesting, he's offered me a draw. Really, 2 draws. Okay, so if I accept this draw, how annoying is that going to be? Is there anybody who's watching this who'd like a game after we finish this game if I accept a draw? If you want a game, you're willing to play possibly 20 minutes. I don't think I'm in a position to play this for a win, but let's have a think. If I went queen takes e6 takes, rook d5, g6, h4. Not convinced that's a anything but losable. Okay, so I'm gonna offer him a draw, or rather accept his draw. We've had a couple of draws, both of which I think I was doing quite well in. Yeah, so was I a coward? Yes, I was a coward, but also I just played too fast here. When he went knight f8, I won't give you any points for finding a better move in this position if you've been watching the stream. But if you're new to the stream, just play a better move than d5, which looked good. d5 looked good. Thank you, ChesspatzerUK. You are such a generous soul. Thank you. I hope you can, if you can't hear it, at least you can see it on the screen. I still haven't worked out sound, but Jack says he's coming to have a look at the stream. Okay, so I think his position was pretty bad. Just generally positionally, Jack, combining this fianchetto with d6 is a bad idea. As Dutch players get to feel after a while, this square, it just looks horrible. Once you play d6, you can probably almost lose. Yeah. This square, I mean, I can play knight g5 at some point. Let's have a look at it. I don't think I can do it there, but definitely, let's have a look. Oh, gosh. Well, the machine wants me to play e4. Now, that is not... If you saw me play e4, you know there's a machine involved, because there's no way a human would play that. What is e4? That's really bonkers. Okay, now it's going a bit more sensible. In this position, where are we? Queen takes d2. Queen e3. This is not so bad for black. Rook f6. Knight g5. Bishop takes g2. Yeah, it's good for league points. That's all right. I'll try and catch up soon. And if there's anybody who's watching this who is in my division in the league and fancies a game now, just say and we'll play. But you have to challenge me and make it 20 minutes. 20 minutes each plus 20 seconds a move, and you can have white. But really, bishop takes g2, knight takes e6 was all right. What was wrong with that? Says f4. Interesting. I thought f4 was a bad idea. No, f4 wins. Wow. f4 wins. Isn't that interesting? I didn't even look at that. f4 with the idea of g takes and then rook g6, which is bonkers. And then if I win the queen, you just go bishop f3 mate. Yeah, I think instinctively you would play f4, wouldn't you, as a Dutch player? Let's look at that again. Knight takes e6. You notice, when you look back at this stream, I didn't even look at that. That's bad. I dismissed it in my head and never even talked about it because I thought f4, I just take it. You know, or I can take it with the knight, but of course this is still on g2. That's terrible. So queen c8 was a blunder. Now I'm much better. And you went knight f8. And in this position, well, give you a clue. Knight takes g7, wallop. And then you're really falling apart here on this diagonal and on this file. So maybe queen e3 wasn't as daft as it looked. It was a good game. Even though it was a grovelly draw. Yeah, d5 was definitely not the best move. Knight takes e6. I completely missed the fact that you can take and then you're taking an a1. Yes. A machine would never make these mistakes. Bishop takes f6. Just human beings make such... What's a good expression that covers this? They play like pants. D takes e6. Chop, chop. Queen b7 check, yes. Now let's see what... This is what a grandmaster would play. Queen f3, queen takes f3 check. King takes f3, rook e8. Like a grandmaster, trying to squeeze the most out of this position. Caramba. So, does anybody fancy a game? 5-minute game, minimum 5-minute game, or 20 minutes each plus 20 seconds a move if you're in my league. And if you're not, I don't mind. But I must say, king takes f3 looks so much more sensible than what I played. a4 and then a5. Yeah, with the idea of just playing a5 and opening up the queen side. Why didn't I play that? That looked fairly obvious, but I just thought you'd just block it up. Why would you not? And e4. Oh, this. Can I just say this is a good example of why I'm not a stronger player. A stronger player would probably just play this line. Rook takes e6, and then you just run into his position and way attack all these pawns. It's just a lot better than what I played. Yeah, it's okay to grovel. I mean, my aim in our division is to finish in the top 3. That should be possible. Counterattacks with rook e2, which is probably what I would do. And then go for it. Go for it. Go for it. That doesn't work, does it? Rook a3. Okay, so something like that. And then, oh, I see. You just go for it with the pawn. This is so easy. I had a forced win. Not. But there you go. That's a good example of how you could play with the other capture. If you can find better moves for black over the board, then you deserve. I don't think you could win that, but you know, you've saved it. But one could grovel along like this, rook e8, and then just maybe e4, but preparing it with a4, e4 with the idea of running in to c6 is a good one. It is a good one. And in an over the board game, I would pretty much play not play that. Somebody moderate that person, Jack. You can moderate them. Yeah, I have no idea how to do that, but you can do it for me. You're very good. Thank you. Yes. Rook f8 and stick the king in front of your pawn. Well, thank you, Perpetual. Very kind of you. So what shall I do? Shall I play some more 5-minute chess? Or does anybody want a game of 2020 chess? I like 2020 chess. If you look at 2020.com, 2020.com is a guy called Peter who runs a student chess league where all the games are generally ungraded, but they're 20 minutes each and they're 4 board matches. And the students turn up in very large numbers to play these weekends. It's like the 4NCL for students. So if you're a student and you want to play chess, it's cheap, it's ungraded, you can have a lot of fun playing. Just look up 2020 2020 chess. And if somebody finds the website, Perpetual or anybody else, you can put the link in. Be very grateful for that. If you're a moderator, you can put the link in. I'm going to go and find somebody to play chess with. Let's have a look. Let's try 5-minute chess. Just a random 5-minute game would be great. Thank you, Perpetual. Just to get some practice. I am playing another league game this Wednesday. Yep, I played in the Sheffield League for Darnell and Hansworth. Oh God, not the Exchange French. And who did we play? I played a guy called Dave Adams, and he's about 190 something. And we drew. wasn't a bad game, you know. But I missed a few good moves and grovelled a draw. Sounding familiar, eh? Now I have to watch out in these positions for takes on d5 takes, and then bishop takes h7 check in some lines. So you've got to watch out. Knight e2 hasn't put his knight on the most active square, so possibly I can get away with that. Let's see what he does. So now I've got f7 covered with the bishop. He's going to play knight f4 possibly and snaffle my bishop. So maybe I can exchange off his aggressive bishop first. Does leave my knight on a stupid square, but I'm going to play on these light squares if I can. So we'll see. Maybe bishop takes g6 is forced. What else is he going to do? Got to take the opportunity to. Well, he doesn't want to smash up my position, and that's fair enough. I'm going to put a rook on d8 and try and win this pawn. And maybe he'll try and play, yeah, maybe he'll try and play d5. Don't think it's a good idea in this position. We'll see. No, I play away matches. That was an away match. And I'm trying to remember who it was I played. Dave Adams plays for Saska, something like that. Where am I going to put my knight? I want to bring it back. I need to reposition it via b4 to d5. That would be a good move. And if he plays d5, okay, I'll have to live with that. Let's see what he does here. Queen b3, and he's after b7. I think I can play that and then put my knight on d5, and I've got quite a nice square. It looks pretty, but I've got to do something with it. So I'm going to reposition my bishop along this diagonal. And what's he going to do? Knight c5 maybe? No, he didn't see that. He did not see knight c5, which is good. So now I have this bishop aiming at his king. And he's playing that well. We'll see. So I play away matches as well. And we played at this lovely golf club. It's really, I mean, could you really play that? Played at this lovely golf club. A really nice venue. And now what? I really want to mate him, but I'm running out of time. Problemo. Maybe I shouldn't worry about the double pawns quite so much, but I can't help it. So knight d5, and then I'll try and mate him. Really? He's in trouble along these diagonals. Something fishy is going on these diagonals, but I've got to avoid being mated on the back rank. So let's see what I can do. He's going to play rook d5, isn't he? And I'm going to go queen e7 and try and sack my rook on e4. That's what I want to do. Definitely want to do that. And he's not going to let me, the swine. He's going to play something like rook c8. So I'm not going to get mated on the back rank, but I've just got to watch out for this attempt to swap all my bits off. Now what I'd like to do is play f5 and check him. Well, actually I will. I'll play f5. And now I'm going to play rook e1 check, hopefully. Rook e1 check. Yes, is it Saska? Very nice club. And he's got to take it. So what he's thinking about, he's got to take it. What are you going to do instead? Got to take it. And then I've got to worry about that. How do I defend that? Difficult, actually. Now he can play knight takes b7. He's got no real reason not to play that. Okay, that's fine. We can play the same game. Oh, I might get mated instead. Ha! That's not good. I missed that completely. King. No, I missed that. King h8. And knight takes b8. Ooh. Haven't even got perpetual. I haven't even got perpetual. Damn it. What? I must have mate here somewhere. I must have mate here somewhere. I must have mate here somewhere. This is ridiculous. I got something going on. He can't beat me there. That's ridiculous. Dear, let's play another game. What a rubbish game. Right. I'm gonna just play sensible moves. So it's not Saska. I'm playing Saska on Wednesday at home in Darnell. That's what it is. So I was playing another team. Eccleshall. That's who I was playing. You're right, Eccleshall. And this is a very interesting position. I've played this a few times, and yeah, I'm not really sure about that. This transposes into a line that we probably both know quite well. So Lucio 1579, it must be a tribute a tribute to a player, because it can't possibly be his rating. Maybe he started off at 1579. Maybe. Oh, that's interesting. Bishop takes b3. Really? Can I just keep chomping? I don't know. Don't think I've seen that before. Bishop takes b3. I just take it. He takes on d4. Where are we? Now let's open some lines up and see what happens. Probably not the best move, but it looks better than Looks better than just taking on b3. That was a mistake by him. Now he's going to get clobbered on b5, I think. Yes, he sees it. So I had bishop b5. Where's he going to go if I just push his bishop around? I play b3. No, that's pathetic. Let's just go for the nice long diagonal. And a nice pin. And then hopefully knight. I can't do that, can I? But I can play. Oh, that's terrible. I'm missing so many good moves. Never mind. That can't be bad. My idea is to play e5. And let's see what happens. Yeah. He can't move that knight. I think that was probably a mistake. Can I get away with something else? Yes, I probably can. If I just move my queen. Move the queen. Move the queen, Adam. Find a good square for it. Well, that probably wasn't the square, but that's all right. Queen b3. Good, let's do it. What? I'm not totally sure what happened there, but I'm not getting mated, am I? So I'm trying not to get mated. He is going to come in on e2 unless I don't do something about it. It's difficult. No, okay, so I should be winning this, but I am quite capable of stuffing positions like this up. So that's probably a good example of how I can play Queen f7 check if he doesn't watch it. Queen takes e5 was so subtle. Yes, what was that exactly? But you notice the way that I played afterwards justified it completely. So let's see. Shall I just play g3? Yeah. Although I had mate in 2. What am I doing? Somebody explain. What am I doing? I just had mate in 2, so let's just play good moves, one after the other. I had a mate in 2, and I turned it down for the opportunity not to mate. Let's just bring the other pieces in. No, don't leave the queen on pre, you muppet. Okay, let's just try that, and then do that, and then do that. That should be enough. Yes, it was self-mate, yes, and I am a muppet. And if I could be any muppet, it would be the drummer. So it was self-mate, but I'll still mate him anyway. I'm getting closer to actually mating him now. Yes, Muppet. Okay, so Laser, that's very kind of you. How could I do that? If I keep you updated with the matches. Oh, he's resigned. Excellent. Let's play another game. It's going to be a French again. It's bloody exchange French. Excuse my French. Go on. I'm not worried about the exchange French. Yeah. Now the question is, same again? Maybe I'll. Well, you have to be very careful about where you put the bishop when he's got knight g3 and f4 and f5, but I'll do it. Let's do it and see what happens. Now he hasn't got knight e5. I'm just going to go queen d7. Maybe I'll take it on h3. Who knows? Maybe I'll take on h3. Can I take on h3? It's actually not such a bad idea. And then I go knight g4, and he can't really stop me. Well, let's do it. Let's see. Let's see what happens. He's got to stop knight g4. I've got to be able to email your fixtures. Yep. That is the question. So he's giving me all these pawns because he has to. Knight g4, queen g2. I could just do that. So I've got 3 pawns for my piece. It's not really enough. Not really enough. So keep the queens on for the moment. Yeah, I'll send you the fixtures. Email me, adamraoof@gmail.com. That way I will remember to do it. Now I wanted to go knight f something check, but I can't. So I really got to put my pieces on goodsquares.com. Oh, I've just seen a tic-tac. Good, let's do that. Knight c2, this is on freeze. I think we both missed that. So I can take on e3 and take on c4. That looks good. Yeah. So rook d8. Bishop d6. Trying to get to his king. And then I'm going to go knight g4. Take c3 if I can. What is the material situation now? I think I've got like rook for 2 pieces or something, but I've got lots of pawns, so I'm happy. What's he going to do in this position? Knight f5, I thought. Oh, well, that threatens mate on g7. That's a bit distracting. Okay, well, I'm going to play that and swap queens off if I can, because I think that can't be bad. I just got to not play rook takes d6, bishop c5, which would be a bit pathetic. And yeah, maybe if I can exchange off the rook, my rook could go bonkers. I think I'm losing too many decent squares. What am I going to do? I've got to try and attack his position. He is going to eat up my pawns. He's going to eat up all my pawns. Go on, take on f7. Yeah, it looks like we're going to go to this sort of ending where really, who can win this game? I'm not totally sure Harry can win this game, but that's what I'm. Yeah, the Harry push by itself. Okay, so email me, BlazerO. Just remind me, and I will copy you in on the fixtures. But it's basically the where's he going? Yorkshire League, Sheffield League, and where is he going? Can't go knight f5 check because I win your piece. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Yes, hands up. It's a masterpiece of endgame technique. King f3. What do I do here? I don't actually know what's going on, Percy. And can I say, am I trying to draw this? I actually don't know. Am I trying to draw this? Or am I trying to win it? We'll see. Have you spotted a good move, Jack, that I should have played? Oh, don't want to do that. King g4. Yeah. Yeah. Can't do that. Could be winning it. Got to watch out for bishop g4, though. Just mate. Are you getting depressed by this? Just mate him and end this. Okay. I must have him here somewhere. What's he going to do? I've got him now. Got him now. What you going to do? You haven't got anything. Just try not to lose my rook. Try not to lose my lovely pawn. Try and play b3. Try not to... actually, I can do that now. I was hoping I wouldn't have to try and win the ending, and this might save me. What is he going to do? Check. Queen the pawn. What are you doing? Oh, God. Oh, what am I doing? What did I do that for? I just did it. Because of B1. But really. Okay, really. Another game. Let's see what I can do. Oh, hello. It's very aggressive. So, and yeah, thanks, Percy. Don't force me to play it out. Anti-Dutch. This is not a particularly good setup. Not a particularly good setup at all. So I'm going to try and play light squares. It's not particularly good, but you know. Percy, I love the Dutch, but I am aware of all the problems. Oh, hello. He's doing to me what I did to him, which is very good. I do admire that. I'm going to do that. Yes. What am I going to do? Queen E1, trying to basically hang on to a piece. Probably isn't worth hanging on to, but bishop takes D2, knight takes D2 does hang on to the piece. Really, he should bring his queen in. Yeah, the Dutch is a double-edged sword, is what they call it. Double-edged sword. A bit like this position. And really, he has no compensation whatsoever. No compensation whatsoever. So I've got to remember not to give him any more. Well, Percy, the best way for us to get over that particular hurdle is have a look at the games you played and see what went wrong. So the knight is hanging. The knight is hanging. I've just got to watch out for this piece and bring my rook in, maybe. It shouldn't be so bad. He should play rook f4. He should. But he seems to be worried about his pawn on b7, which really isn't. That's not the way to play. Okay. So my pieces are kind of getting in the way. I really want to put my... That's interesting. I want to put my rook on h1 or something. Where's he going? Yeah, that would have been good, except I seem to be winning a lot of pawns. And that seems to swap the queens off because of h7. And now I win the queen. That's the end of that. So I believe this looks all right. And I've had enough. I've had enough of playing anti-Dutch. Yeah, exactly. What was that? Okay, so we've played some good games. Do you want me to play one more against this guy? It's going to be in exchange French, so unfortunately I can't promise you an exciting match. Yes, King G2 possibly, and then Rook H1. But I think we've come to the end of our evening's entertainment. Hope you've enjoyed it. And Percy, both Jack and I are going to continue to play F4 and F5. I'm looking forward to seeing your matches on ChesspatzerUnite.com. I'm watching the results, and hopefully some of you might come to my tournaments. Blazero, send me your email. Just send me an email to remind me, and I'll try and send you the fixtures I'm playing in. And maybe we can meet, and hopefully I won't lose the moment you turn up in your vampire costume. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and thanks for Jack for organising the Chesspatzers League. See you soon. My next match is on. It's currently scheduled to be on Saturday night against Percy. So we'll see you there. Thanks very much. See you soon.